Isso aqui, oh, é pouquinho de Brasil, iaia.
Hi, this is the mystery fleece. A friend of mine from my guild, she had this fleece and she gave it to me. It was not my plan to work with it now, and because I saw that putting in the buckets worked fine to keep the fleece that you don't want to wash immediately, I decided that I was going to take it from the plastic bag that I had and put it there. So I got this fleece in the fall. It was in a plastic bag. I put in another plastic bag and tied it up and left in the shed during the winter, just in case there was moss or anything. And funny enough, this weekend I was watching a video about, I'll put the link here below, but it was how to use your stash, and the teacher was mentioning that plastic bags is not the best place for you to put your fiber because condensation happens and it can get mildew and damage your fiber, or compact and felt your fiber. And it's funny because I got from the plastic bag, I put into another plastic bag just to be sure, and left it there. And when I took it out, because I was going to put in this bucket, the fleece, the bottom of the fleece was all wet. So I decided to open and wash it now, just for safety. But this fleece has a few problems. So I think this is a cross from many different shape. But it's interesting because you can see the crimp in it. You have a lot of crimp. So this would be, at some point it had some mix of fine wool. It's a long staple. Fine wool normally is a shorter staple and a lot of crimp. So this had a mixture of it. And it's a beautiful color. Not all breeds have gray or color in their genes, right? So this is really nice. It could be a blend, a cross of Romany wool with something, because it's really nice. It doesn't have too much grease, so it has a little bit of grease, but nothing considering. The biggest problem you can see is the shaft, the vegetable material. But interesting enough, what I noticed with the Jacob, the differences in color cause it different in the softness of the fleece. So if you see, it has some black parts or a very dark gray, and those parts are coarser. And the other thing that I notice is, I don't know if it makes too much sense, but whenever the tips are like this, and this one is working, but in general, when I find the tips like this, I'm testing for areas, there is a big break on the lock. Let me see if I get another. Oh, I have here, I separate a bunch that I had gotten. So when you do, you see it breaks in the middle. So I'm not going to throw this away. I'm just going to use it as compost. I'm not going to lose my time, because this was a flea fleece. It's beautiful. I plan to blend it with other things, but the problem is that you spend a lot of time trying to clean all this stuff, and because it's broken there, it's no point. And that's something that you should, if you are going to buy fleece, you should try to check. It took me a long time to understand when I saw people doing this. It took me a really long time. The thing is, when you get a lock for the first time, and if it's a lock like this that is going to break, it makes a weird sound, and then it breaks. And so that's what you're looking for. You want to be sure there is no break sound in it. And as this fleece, the break is not throughout the fleece. You have beautiful long staple locks that are very strong. They have no break. So I'm trying to check while I put to wash, and I see what is breaking or not. If it's breaking, I separate. So the color difference is giving me a difference in softness in handle. It's the tips are very interesting because I got this part of the sheep that I saved here that even looks like it is a double coat sheep, and it's very easy to go like this. So a Shetland is a double coat. Maybe it has some Shetland in it, and Shetlands are also gray, but you can easily separate the coats here. So it's a coarser thing. So again, I'm not going to use this because it's not worth my time, but I'm going definitely to use better. And also because I'm planning to card this fleece and blend it with some alpaca that I have, the way I'm washing it is also different. I'm not being careful to separate lock by lock. I'm just going to grab a bunch, and I could wash it directly, but just for the sake of being easy to move, I'm putting them in the bags, but then I just grab them and put a bunch there, and then I wash, right? So there was a lot of interesting things for me with this fleece. First, to think of the condensation in the fleece. Second, to see that this fleece has different kind of locks, like even a double coat in this part of the fleece. The tips, it's very interesting because when you see a tip like this, normally it means that the sheep was covered. So obviously this was not covered at all because it's filled with the vegetable matters everywhere. But the tip of the fiber is like this. It looks like it was covered. It has this regular thing. And also, when the tips are more pointy, there's more tendency of that part of the fleece when the tips are like, let me get one here. When they have this triangular formation, it shows that they're breaking. The breaking on the sheep can happen for anything. Like if the sheep didn't have water on a day, it can break the fleece. Anything. If he got scared, it can break the fleece. So Judith Mackenzie says that it's a wonder that not every fleece has breaks on them. And this is right in the middle. So this is separate. I just wanted to share this with you because I thought this was interesting. So I have washed all the fleece, and I didn't do a good job because after I card it, like when I touch this here, it doesn't look greasy at all. But after I card it, I see that it's a little bit greasy. The other thing that is happening is that still I'm finding areas, even though I separate whenever I found areas, I still find areas that have crack. Normally, it's on the darker part of the wool that when I do this, it cracks. So, breaks in the middle. So I don't want that. A few years ago, my husband, I wanted a wood picker. And my husband made, I got the instructions to make one, and he made one for me. And I don't use it very much. And now I understand there is a good reason for me not to use it very much. It's very hard on the fleece. But since this fleece has a lot of dirt in it, has a lot of break, and this will reinforce the breaks. I decided that I was going to use it. So if you look at after a wash, it feels like it's felted, but it's not. It is good, and this is a good lock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this fleece, this thing there. So I kept a little bit of my cormo that is also full of debris. You can see the debris in it. The difference here is that my cormo doesn't have a break in it. It is also extremely soft. This one is border, but it's not soft. It feels a little bit coarse. I even asked my husband to feel it, but like I don't mind putting this through this, and this step is going to help me eliminate a little bit of the vegetable matter. If you see, it's all full of debris here, and under my car there is going to be full of debris too, but because this is a much better fleece, even though it's a fleece that has a lot of vegetable matter, I will spend more time on it. I don't mind spending more time on it. And it's a funny thing because this fleece, I wasn't going to wash it now. I had to wash because there was condensation. And now I was thinking maybe to apply it with some alpaca that I have to make it softer. I'm not so sure. So there is a learning process here for me. Maybe I'm better off not getting every fleece that I'm offered. But since I got this one and I washed it, and I had run out of my scour, so I used regular detergent, kitchen detergent, and I think this is one of the reasons why it didn't eliminate the grease altogether. The other reason is that at the end I put everything into bags, and I put in my deep sink there, and I wash it twice with detergent and I rinse it twice. But I guess I should have put way more detergent or use the power scour, but I hadn't got it yet from my supplier when I washed it. And I got 2 little jars because I didn't read well. So anyway, so the step here is I'm still checking if the fiber is breaking or not, but I'm not that concerned. I'm going to definitely spin it woolen. And what I'm saying is that because it's also greasy, I feel the urge to spin it now before it gets too greasy. And the funny thing is, my husband said to me, oh, this is going to be perfect for a sweater that I can use in the rain. He's been dreaming with this sweater for a while, and I'm not so sure he's going to get it. But all you do is you put the fiber there and you keep moving it. And if you put too much fiber, it doesn't work because you're going to have to bring it back and pass through again. So this is a very dangerous thing. As a matter of fact, I should have put it on tied up on a table, but I prefer to use it like here now, and I don't use it very much. So you have a lot of nails on both sides, and on this you have to be careful, and you have this area that kind of protects you. There are different kinds of wool pickers, but you just do this and the wool is gonna open up between the things. If you put too much wool there, what will happen is that it will get stuck on the nails, and that can break the fiber. So you're better off just putting a little bit. What I do is I put a little on the beginning of this ramp here. Also, I'm doing a little soften up of the fiber, and this helps to go faster there, but also it helps in the sense to get the things. Today's Saturday. I normally clean my house on Saturdays, and so it's a good day to do this before cleaning up. I might not clean up today, might clean up tomorrow if I can't finish it all off, but that's a good time to do it because there's so much dirt in it. We're in the process of organizing our shed, so as soon as we finish it, I don't know how soon it's going to be, then this is the kind of project I'm going to do there. So once I do this and I do it's kind of a nice thing to do. It's kind of cool. You see here, it feels like it went too much. I'll just pass it over again. Just take it from here, because the goal here is to open up the fiber to go on the carder. I was even thinking I should have used my manual carder, that is a coarse carder, but again, I don't want to spend too much time on it, and I'd rather spend a lot of more time on my Cormo fleece than on this one. So once I get it from there, I again open up a little bit because this will help some of the debris to fall. The debris really glues to the fiber. It's amazing. So and then it's also a chance for me to check the fiber. And this seems to be okay. Oh. And you can see the debris on the carder. And because there's so much debris, I'm also not putting too much fiber at a time. And if I see a big one like this, I'll take it out. And the reason I'm not taking a lot of fiber at a time is because after that I even shake my bat a little bit, and some stuff come out. Not much, but some stuff come out. So this is it's a continuous improvement thing. So when you wash, you take a little bit of the debris by fleecing up. When you put on the wool picker, you take a little bit more of the debris. Then when you go to the carder, you take a little bit more of the debris. When you spin, you try to take out the debris that are there. It's a long process. And also because this has a lot of debris, this can be prickly when you spin in, if not everything come out, and not everything will come out. That's a sure thing. So if I had combed the fiber, I would have a chance to take more of the stuff out. Or if I had gone lock by lock, cleaning up before putting on the carder. So the point here is, I don't know how I'm going to use this fiber. I don't know if I'm going to blend it. At this point, what I'm thinking is, because it's still greasy, I can feel it in my hands by working with it. I think I will rather spin it fast, spin it woolen and thicker yarn so that I can go through it. And it's going to be beautiful when dyed because the color is beautiful. That's what really keep me going for this fiber. And then I'll see how it is, how much I have, and what I'm going to do with it. So it's a step-by-step process even to decide what to do with the fiber. But again, maybe next time I'm offered a fiber, I will think twice before picking it up. The cleaning process goes on the plying. So it makes the plying slower than usual. So whenever I see like some shortcuts, like this little piece here, I tend to take them out because this is going to peel afterwards. And when I see or feel, because sometimes you don't see the little pieces of vegetable matter in the wood, but then you feel it when you're applying. So I stop and try to clean it. And I go on applying. So it really takes a little bit longer. But this is what I have applied so far. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. The fiber is soft. It's greasy. Don't know if you can see. It obviously still has a lot of vegetable matter, like right here. There is some. So I will have, when I'm knitting, I'm sure I will find more little pieces that I will take out. But it's very soft. The fiber is soft. So it's gorgeous. I don't think I will have enough though. So I'll have to make a sweater for my husband. I'll have to see. And at this point, we're sort of almost fighting for this mystery fiber because I said to him, I don't think this is going to be enough for a sweater for you, and you don't like vests. I will wear vests, he said. So I'll try to give it to him also because he wants the greasy stuff. As you can see on my lap, a lot of dirt is still coming out. And these are the little puffs that I've been taking out while I'm applying. Next step is washing. It has now been more than 4 months since I have touched these skeins. I was in a hurry to spin it because I knew that the lanolin would come back, and it did. So when I open it up, you can see that it's not as fluffy as when you open a yarn. It doesn't move. It doesn't get loose like a regular yarn. For this reason, and Mihaly wanted a sweater because this makes the water, the lanolin makes the fiber more waterproof. But I don't want that. And I don't have enough to make him a sweater. So I'm going to knit myself something, and I want to use it also as an experiment to see if after a while it's going to get greasy again. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash with power scour. So the idea is to use a good amount of power scour, leave in hot water for 15 minutes, do it again with clean water and more power scour, maybe 2 or 3 times, and then rinse it and hope for the best. because I had spun this fiber long ago. When we were looking for it, now we end up losing the footage that we did on the spinning, and that was a part that I think was important, because every time I was spinning, I would pull away a lot of fiber that had a lot of dirt in it, like vegetable matter, and it was greasy, so it was very unpleasant, very, very unpleasant. But after that, I washed the skeins with the power scour, and they're beautiful, they're balanced, and there is no grease in them whatsoever. I even thought that they were too dry, but no, they are perfect. The wool is not soft, but it's not coarse neither. It's kind of nice. It's a little bit dry, but it's okay. And then, because I had only 6 skeins, I didn't know how much I would have for the whole cardigan that I wanted to make. So I decided to do this Evendoon from Kate Davis, and I wanted to wear it on top of dresses. So this was a good option, because I could do it cropped, very cropped or not, or the sleeves could be cropped, depending on the amount of fiber that I had. So this was what I chose to do, and this is the cardigan. I still have to block it, but I really liked it. I thought the construction was pretty good, and one thing that I liked in both Kate Davis cardigans that I have done is that on the carbeth, when you are decreasing, you decrease in each row. And this one, when you're increasing, you increase in each row. So you don't have to remember, oh, did I increase the last row? Because you have to do it in every row. The interesting in this one, as you can see, the raglan starts, like normally the raglan for me starts here, but this raglan starts very at the sleeves. And I thought this was an interesting detail, so I really liked it. Her cardigan is supposed to have 7 buttons. I put 9, first because I had them, but also because by doing this, they are close together, and when I put them, now it's tight, but I haven't blocked it yet. It creates a little curve here that I really like. I really love the way she makes the buttonholes, that is with the when you're doing the bind off, right? So I cord bind off. So I really like this, and both sweaters had the same bind off. The other thing the interesting thing that I noticed, because I like to do when I'm knitting a sweater, this was back and forth, but not separated. So I like to make a fake seaming. And the interesting thing is that when you do the fake seaming, but you are going back and forth, and I just do two purls here, it becomes different than when you are working in the round. So for me to get the same effect in the round, because the sleeves were in the round, so for me to make the same effect, I had to one row do 2 purls, one row do 2 knits, and then I got the same thing. And I really like this effect. I think I liked it even better than when I do in the round and I do 2 purls every time. So I liked it a lot. The cardigan is nice. The fiber is not the softest, but it's also not the most rustic one. So it's really nice. Like, it's nice to skin. I just think that I'm sure there are still some vegetable matters somewhere, because when I was knitting I would find something there. But I love the collar. I think the buttons were perfect for it. I really love it. I'm pretty happy. This sweater didn't cost me any money. It cost me time and some unpleasant hours spinning. But it's really beautiful. I'm very, very glad. And I was thinking, oh, and the other thing that was important is that my gauge was, the sweater was asking for 22 stitches for 4 inches. And my gauge was 19 stitches for 4 inches. So I calculated that 19 in relation to 22 stitches were more or less 86%. And then I calculated the size below, how many stitches they were asking, and 2 sizes below would be 87% of the size that I wanted to do. So instead of doing a lot of calculations, I just used the 2 sizes below, and it fits me. It's just very tight, so it fits me. So I think when I wash, it will grow a little bit, and that will be enough to be very, very comfortable. Because now it's a snug. It's not small, but it's a snug. So I'm very happy. I'm very glad with this. I hope you get some insight about my experience with free fleece, if it's worth or not. This cardigan is totally worth it because it's beautiful. I love it. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.
Isso aqui, oh, é pouquinho de Brasil, ia, ia.